a key issue, and fundraising, particularly regarding the piece of work that you do for women, the initiative for women. It's easy, and there are lots of opportunities, and at the same time, there aren't many opportunities. You are coming to this issue of fundraising for the initiative that supports women, artisanal miners, at a time when there really isn't a lot of development funding available, or even funding in the humanitarian sphere. You may have heard the governor of Borno State recently saying that for the first time there is donor attrition, and the donors who would have been funding humanitarian work in the Northeast for so long and are committed, because it's government funding, bilateral agencies, they're moving away. There isn't the money. And in the development space nationally and even regionally, it's also a tight space for funding. So if the intention, and I always say this to non-governmental organizations and even private sector initiatives, when you raise the flag of, I need to generate more funding for a specific initiative, and you are sure it benefits women, and you intend for it to benefit women, you have to be very clear strategically. Who are you targeting? Who should provide the funding? Who are you targeting as the potential funder? And if the potential funder is international development organizations, whether they're family foundations, whether they're multilaterals or they're bilaterals, you have to be intentional and you have to be clear, and there's some very specifics that need to be done before you reach out to these organizations. I viewed the conversation on the 19th March on fundraising and proposal writing that you had, which you put online. And well, just as an aside, I would suggest that you do not put that online. It's available online, and I had the opportunity to view it. But my suggestion is that you do not put your reflections on the strategic approach for fundraising online. That's your internal conversation. And whereas it's important, if you want to share the link, you do. My advice humbly would that you do not put it online. But nonetheless, it was useful for me because I viewed it. And what it seemed to me is that you're saying all the right things. You recognize the need to attract funding. But as you do that, you're also saying other important things, which I'm privy to because I saw it online. You are asking questions about the fundraising mechanism and about the proposal writing process. And one of the things that I noted is that the conversation was about who will write the proposal, almost as if it was a technical thing per se. Writing proposals is not just technical, and one person should never write a proposal. You need, as you rightly said when I viewed your reflections and your conversations, you rightly said a proposal writer should have a good background in solid minerals issues and the landscape of solid minerals. And that's right, because you are in that sphere, you are in that domain, you are in that space. But one of the other presenters or one of the other people on the panel said, but the budget is also important. So what does that tell me? It tells me that you need a team. And if you silo proposal writing to one individual who might come with an expert, an excellent CV and say, I can write this proposal, I can deliver the funding, you know how these people are, there are many of them out there in the space. What you may find is that they will give you a proposal, but it may not be a winning proposal. You are better able to contribute to that process if you bring them in as part of a team. So you have the solid mineral piece, you have the accounting piece, and for any proposal, because one of the things that I have been doing for the past 30 years working in the CSO space is helping other CSOs to raise funding. And one of the things that's very important, you need someone who can write proposals, because